Ka'ayana has been conflicted ever since he met with Kahekili. He was leaning towards trusting his own gut until Kahekili used his most effective manipulation tactic. Ka'ayana wasn't fully convinced by the king's story about Oahu's high priest conspiring to attack Maui. So Kahekili took his mind games up a notch, hitting Ka'ayana where it would hurt most. Since Ka'ayana's return to Maui, Kahekili has been putting on a show of how much he misses Ka'ayana's father, his former chief of war. You know how little he actually cares about Ka'ayana's father when he uses his death to manipulate his son. Ka'ayana's father died in service of Kahekili's greed, and Kahekili believes this is why Ka'ayana left in the first place. So he decided to use Ka'ayana's grief against him. When Ka'ayana isn't convinced, Kahekili ups the ante. He claims that Oahu's high priest has desecrated Ka'ayana's father's bones in a ritual to start a war. Though this is painful for Ka'ayana, he doesn't fall for the greedy king's lies immediately. He is slowly pulled in, sometimes by fate. Taula, the white-eyed prophetess, tells him that the gods have a vision for him, and that the time to fight for peace is now. She says he needs to take his father's hand and follow along. It becomes impossible for Ka'ayana to deny that Kahekili might be the prophesied king, especially when the king sends him his father's war club. His wife believes the club is the same as his father's hand. It seems as though fate itself is pushing him to believe in this war. If there's even a small chance that Kahekili can unite the islands, Ka'ayana feels he must do everything he can to help. The first mistake Ka'ayana makes is trusting Kahekili completely. Ka'ayana devises a plan to invade Oahu and keep the bloodshed to a minimum. Since their fight is with the high priest, Ka'ayana wants to capture him and spare young King Hahana. The plan is for King Kahekili's fleet to wait at Waikiki shore and distract Oahu's army, while Ka'ayana conquers the Temple of Refuge and gets King Hahana to surrender. This would be the way to go if Kahekili wanted to keep the violence in check. And since Ka'ayana has already committed to doing his part to see if Kahekili is the prophesied king, he doesn't want to have any doubts. But something doesn't feel right as Ka'ayana, his wife, and his brothers assault the Oahu shore that leads to the temple. Necessary killing comes easily to warriors like them. But as they go deeper into the woods, Ka'ayana has a vision of the prophetess Taula. But this time her eyes are all black and ominous, leaving him visibly dazed. The war club in his hand is a powerful weapon, but when he sees that the people they're killing are defenseless farmers, the blood on the club doesn't inspire hope for a better future. The vision of Taula was likely his conscience checking in, reminding him that what he's doing is wrong. But it's too late by the time Ka'ayana realizes that Kahekili has played him. Kahekili never planned on a peaceful takeover of Oahu. He never intended to wait by Waikiki shore. He only ever fights for one thing: glory. He is vicious enough to beat a harmless child to death in front of his father the moment he steps onto Oahu. The revolting glee on Kahekili's face terrifies even his own son, Prince Kupule. For Kahekili, honor isn't important when it comes to his achievements. He's disrespectful enough to taint the hallowed Temple of Refuge, a sanctuary to the people of Oahu, with the blood of innocent people, and he seems to get a thrill out of it. Ka'ayana has been manipulated into backing a king whose only goal is to expand his authority. Kahekili wants to rule through fear, and peace is the farthest thing from his mind. To Ka'ayana's horror, Kahekili slits the young king's throat with the weapon Ka'ayana made for him as a gift. In the ending of Chief of War Episode 1, King Hahana dies a horrific death at the hands of someone he trusted and looked up to. Kahekili's power comes from people's faith in his connection with the gods. Named after Kahekili, the Hawaiian god of thunder, he wanted to be seen as a god himself. He even had one half of his body tattooed to resemble the god. But the only part of being hailed as the voice of a god that he understands is power. Ka'ayana's tears for the people he's killed in another pointless war make one thing clear: Kahekili is not the prophesied king. Ka'ayana will soon learn that the sign for the prophecy, a comet he saw as a kid, was not false. There really is a king who will unite the 4 islands and end the age of brutality forever. In Hawaiian history, King Kamehameha's name shines as the brave unifier of the warring islands. He's bound to show up in the Chief of War soon and restore Kayana's faith in the prophecy. Until then, Kayana will have to figure out how to stand up to Kahekili. Prince Kupule may seem friendly, but I don't think he has Kayana's best interests at heart.